the top stories of the day. Understand the issues that matter. This is Manila Bulletin News on Web. Your quick rundown of top news in the country and around the world. Manila Bulletin, celebrating 120 years of timely stories and timeless truths. Be fully informed.
Hi, I'm Barbie Atienza. This is MB Now, and here are your news on web. The government may remove the 5,000 cap on the deployment of health workers abroad if the coronavirus vaccine is available in the market, a palace official said Tuesday. Presidential spokesman Harry Roque explained that the government placed a limit on the number of health workers allowed to work overseas, mainly due to the pandemic. The government wanted to make sure the country will still have enough medical workers to attend to the needs of Filipinos. President Duterte recently allowed the overseas deployment of nurses and other health workers abroad starting January 2021, but with a limit of 5,000 each year. The recommendation was made by the Interagency Task Force for the Management of Emerging Infectious Diseases. The palace explained that the president agreed to lift the deployment ban of health workers due to the decreasing coronavirus cases and the prospect of a coronavirus, among others. The president also recognized it was time to let the healthcare workers pursue a job that will help improve their lives. Meanwhile, the government has also set a price range for COVID-19 RT-PCR testing, which is considered the gold standard in detecting the virus that causes the respiratory illness. Department of Health Secretary Francisco Duque III said that the price range for RT-PCR testing for private hospitals and laboratories must be between 4,500 to 5,000 pesos, while 3,800 pesos per test for public facilities. Duque said that the set price range for RT-PCR testing is evidence-based and that there is a corresponding fine if a facility was found not following the set price range. Senators pressed on Wednesday for an accelerated reforestation of the country's denuded mountains and sparse forests as the country's populated areas are subjected to annual flooding that destroys property, claims lives, and affects the livelihood of Filipinos. Senate Majority Leader Juan Miguel Zubiri stressed the adoption of a holistic approach to the flooding problem that includes the relocation of informal settlers, the cooperation of local government units, and engineering projects such as dredging, construction of river walls, and adoption of agroforestry programs. 6 dams, including 4 multipurpose dams, are planned for the wide Cagayan River, the longest river in Luzon. Senator Emmanuel D. Pacquiao, chairman of the Senate Public Works Committee, said that it is conducting the public hearing, said programs such as the 8.8-kilometer Parañaque Spillway project should have been implemented for Metro Manila as early as 2016. The Department of Public Works and Highways presented a long-term engineering plan for the Cagayan and Marikina River basins. Senator Ramon Bong Revilla Jr., Vice Chairman of the committee, said there is an immediate need to rehabilitate the country's bald forests and proper infrastructures to manage floodwaters. He cited the Netherlands built big gates and sophisticated delta works to stop storm surges. A quarter of the Netherlands is below sea level, he pointed out. Revilla also cited Japan for its underground flood tanks that could fill up the Statue of Liberty in the United States. Foreigners using a tourist visa are still barred from entering the country amid the coronavirus pandemic, presidential spokesman Harry Roque said Tuesday. According to Roque, the government has so far allowed only foreigners visiting the country for business and investments as the government moves to stimulate economic growth. He said the government eased the travel restrictions on these foreign businessmen since their investments could help generate job opportunities in the country. The Bureau of Immigration announced that treaty traders and treaty investors, or those issued 9D visas to carry on trade or commerce, are allowed to enter the country. The spouses and minor children, as well as employees of these visa holders, are also allowed entry. Foreigners with visas issued by economic zones such as the Freeport area of Bataan, Cagayan Economic Zone Authority, and Clark Development Corporation are also allowed entry. The government started to reopen the country's doors to certain foreigners, particularly those with investor visas, starting November 1 amid efforts to revitalize the economy hit by the coronavirus pandemic. Allowed to enter are foreign investors, foreign personnel of regional or area headquarters of multinational companies, their spouses and unmarried children under the age of 21, and those employed in export processing zone enterprises. Less than a week before the full implementation of contactless transactions in tollways, the Department of Transportation said there is no need for motorists to panic if they have yet to install RFID tags on their vehicle. According to the DOTR, the installation of RFID stickers will continue beyond the initial December 1 deadline, especially for first-time toll users or those with newly acquired vehicles. The deadline, DOTR explained, was set for toll operators to comply with its Department Order 2020-12, which mandated the implementation of full cashless toll collections at the expressways and major toll roads. This is part of the government's efforts to contain the spread of the COVID-19 through limited physical contact and to avoid traffic congestion in toll plazas. Toll Regulatory Board Executive Director Abraham Sales said they are 100% ready to implement the system with the support and full cooperation of toll operators Metro Pacific Tollways Corporation and San Miguel Corporation. Both the MPTC and SMC assured that they have also opened an online appointment system for RFID installation and additional stickering lanes on toll plazas to accommodate more motorists. MPTC operates NLEX, SCTEX, Cavitex, C5 Link, and Calax, while the SMC manages Star, SLEX Skyway System, NAIA Expressway, and TPLEX. Transportation Assistant Secretary Goddess Libiran, meanwhile, assured there will be no apprehension of motorists without RFID stickers during the transition period from December 1, 2020 to January 11, 2021. However, if a motorist insists on passing through an RFID-only lane without a sticker, he or she may be cited for disregarding traffic sign or obstruction, depending on the disruption caused to other motorists. In Metro News, 90% of typhoon evacuees in Marikina return home. Pateros bans excessive loud sounds, noise from mufflers, and audio devices. And bike repair stations unveiled in Manila. More in this report.
Nearly 90% of typhoon evacuees in Marikina City have already returned home, according to Mayor Marcelino Teodoro. After the storm, flood debris was reportedly equivalent to a year and a half's worth of Marikina's garbage. The city holds about 9,080 cubic meters of debris. The local chief said they were able to clear the major roads but were clearing now the secondary and interior alleys in the communities, the reason why people can access their houses at this point in time. They're also doing inventory and assessing the damage of the houses in order to help the evacuees rebuild their homes. The Pateros Municipal Council has passed ordinance banning excessive and unreasonably loud sounds and unnecessary noise to prevent disruption of online classes. Mayor Miguel Ponce III signed Ordinance 2020-32, which provides that loud sounds and noise are banned from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mondays to Saturdays. Violation of the ordinance carries penalties of 1,000 pesos or 15 days imprisonment for the first offense, 2,000 pesos or 30 days imprisonment for the second, and 2,500 pesos fine and or 90 days of imprisonment for the third. Violators Visitors who are minors will be placed under the custody of barangay chairman or representative or social worker. The parents will be fined as well. At least 12 barangays in the city of Manila now have their own free bike repair stations, as announced by Manila Mayor Francisco Isko Moreno Dumagoso. The bike repair stations were established and simultaneously launched by the Sangguniang Kabataan. These stations can be used as bike holders and are equipped with bike pumps, adjustable wrenches, and screwdrivers. Baybayin scripts, an ancient pre-colonial Filipino writing system, can also be seen in signages of the bike repair stations.
Here are the top news in other parts of the country. Bomb found after massive flooding in Cagayan. Newly completed Diversion Dam to boost rice production of farmers in Bohol. And National Housing Authority turns over 25 million pesos housing assistance for construction of housing pilot project in Lanao del Norte. More from this report.
A farmer found an unexploded ordnance or UXO near the Cagayan River in Barangay Linao West in Tuguegarao City on Tuesday. According to authorities, the farmer who was gathering firewood saw the 52 inches bomb weighing around 1,000 pounds or 500 kilos. The bomb may have been washed away by the rising water of the Cagayan River, which led to the widespread flooding in the province during Typhoon Ulysses. The UXO was already brought to the Amo Dam of the Police Regional Office 2 for temporary storage while waiting for the approval of disposal in Capas Tarlac. Rice farmers in Guindulman, Bohol Province can now look forward to a steady water supply for their farmlands with the turnover of the newly completed Diversion Dam worth 4 million pesos. The dam is expected to distribute water supply to around 20 hectares of rice land in Awihaw, Barangay Lombog. The Awihaw Dam is one of the 6 ongoing agricultural infrastructure projects of the Department of Agriculture in Bohol, amounting to more than 71 million pesos. The establishment of the said irrigation systems aims to help rice farmers increase their income and maximize yield. The National Housing Authority has turned over a 25 million pesos housing assistance to the municipality of Causwagan for the construction of housing units for the returning residents of Lanao del Norte in support of the Balik Probinsya Bagong Pag-asa program of the government. The project, which was launched on November 24, is situated in Bagong Pag-asa Organic Village in Barangay Tacu. The housing project has a land area of 6.395 hectares, of which 25 quadruplex units will be constructed for the 100 beneficiary families. The program aims to bring hope to the beneficiaries. Aside from providing them with housing, jobs, and livelihood, it will also hasten the development in the province. Causwagan Mayor Romel Arnado expressed gratitude to the national government for choosing Causwagan as one of the pilot areas for the project.
In world news, U.S. will distribute 6.4 million COVID-19 vaccine doses in the first tranche. Anger in France over brutal migrant removal as security bill wins green lights. And mysterious obelisk in U.S. desert draws wild theories. Let's watch this report.
The U.S. plans to distribute 6.4 million doses of the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine in the first week after it is cleared for emergency use, which is likely next month, officials said Tuesday. A committee of the Food and Drug Administration meets on December 10 to decide on whether to green-light the medicine. The federal government will issue recommendations for who should be prioritized, likely the elderly, high-risk, and frontline workers, but local authorities will make the final decisions for themselves. Vaccinations will begin in retirement homes within 48 hours of their emergency approval, Health Secretary Alex Azar said. The government has partnered with CVS Health for the retirement home program. French authorities on Tuesday ordered an investigation into the brutal removal by police of a camp of migrants in central Paris, as Parliament gave initial approval to a new security law condemned by activists as eroding press freedom. The government was already facing a storm of criticism over the security legislation, which critics say showed that the government of President Emmanuel Macron is veering sharply to the right. Officers used tear gas to break up the Paris camp, which was set up to protest against earlier forced evacuations of hundreds of migrants from other camps. Volunteers had helped erect about 500 blue tents that were quickly filled by migrants, the majority from Afghanistan. A mysterious metal obelisk found buried in the remote western United States desert has inflamed the imagination of UFO spotters, conspiracy theorists, and Stanley Kubrick fans around the world. The shiny triangular pillar, which protrudes approximately 12 feet from the red rocks of southern Utah, was spotted last Wednesday by baffled local officials counting bighorn sheep from the air. The Utah Department of Public Safety said it is illegal to install structures or art without authorization on federally managed public lands, no matter what planet you're from. Some netizens make a joke out of the metal, saying, "This is the reset button for 2020. Someone must press it quickly."
In entertainment, K-pop superstars BTS's ultimate wish came true to be nominated for a Grammy. The Recording Academy announced on November 24 or November 25 in the Philippines the nominees for the 63rd Grammy Awards, which will be held on January 31 next year. BTS is nominated for Best Pop Duo or Group Performance for their hit song Dynamite. During the press conference for their album B last November 20, BTS said they were hoping that they would get a Grammy nomination, and that will be amazing. This is the first time that BTS got nominated for a Grammy for their music. The award-winning film Mindanao, directed by Brillante Mendoza, is the official entry of the Philippines to the Best International Feature Film category of the 93rd Oscar Awards in the U.S. The Film Academy of the Philippines announced the news on its Facebook page on Tuesday. Mindanao is a drama about a mother, played by Julian Santos, who takes care of her dying child while her soldier husband, played by Alan Dizon, fights rebel forces down south. The film has already won 4 international awards, including the 41st Cairo Film Festival. So far in the history of the Academy Awards, no Filipino film yet has been nominated in the foreign feature category. In sports, Grandmaster Wesley So drew his last 5 games to finish third in the preliminaries and booked a quarterfinal seat in the process in the Skilling Open of the Champions Chess Tour Tuesday. After scoring 6 points in his first 10 games, the 27-year-old So went for draws with France's Maxime Vachier-Lagrave, Russia's Peter Sviler, and Ian Nepomniachtchi, reigning world champion Magnus Carlsen, and Azerbaijan's Timur Rajadov to seal the number 3 spot. The 2-time United States champion actually ended up in a tie for third with Nepomniachtchi and Armenia's Levon Aronian with 8.5 points apiece, but ended up with the highest tie break. Carlsen and Hikaru Nakamura of the United States emerged first and second with 9 points each, while So has drawn a quarterfinal showdown with Rajapov in a pair of 4-game rapid matches on Wednesday and Thursday. In this week's Tech Talk, have you ever heard that one workmate that pounds a keyboard key so hard you cannot concentrate? Well, the Manila Bulletin Tech Lab team discovered a keyboard that produces 90% less noise. Let's watch this.
Hello everyone, I'm Art Samaniago and welcome to another episode of Tech Talk. Working from home surely comes with its own set of challenges. One of those is the noise you make while working, most especially at night when you are in the mood to write your report but the clicking noise of your keyboard and mouse is amplified in the dead of the night. This episode, our team here at the Manila Bulletin Tech Lab searched high and low for a keyboard and mouse that can silently work with you. The Logitech Silent Wireless Keyboard and Mouse offers soft-to-the-touch keys and buttons. It produces 90% lesser noise than your ordinary keyboard and mouse, which is good most especially during your intense typing moments. The keyboard is powered by 2 AAA batteries which can last you at least 36 months of use due to its lower power consumption. The mouse, on the other hand, is powered by a single AA battery that can last for about 18 months of use. Both the keyboard and the mouse are connected to a single receiver which boasts a range of 10 meters so that you can comfortably find a good work spot without the limit of a cable. Gadgets such as the Logitech Silent Wireless Keyboard and Mouse gives us the freedom to work without disturbing others. Because we know that we need all the gadgets we can find to make our work from home setup a comfortable one for everybody. And that is Tech Talk for this week. Join us again next week for another episode of Tech Talk. Be fully informed.
And those are the news on web today, November 25, 2020. It's 30 days before Christmas. For more news and details, get your copy of Manila Bulletin newspaper tomorrow or log on to www.mb.com.ph. Or you may also subscribe to our newsletter through the link on this video's caption to have the day's latest news delivered to your inbox. I am Barbie Atienza for Manila Bulletin, celebrating 120 years of timely stories and timeless truths. Join us again tomorrow. This has been MB Now. Be fully informed.